Welcome, everyone.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to welcome everyone to our monthly Logan Mason ROSC Council meeting. ROSC, again, stands for Recovery Oriented Systems of Care. I am Jeanette Davis. I have the privilege to serve as the the Community Health Specialist for Recovery Support. Today we are meeting in Logan County, in Lincoln specifically, at Hope on Fifth. So we welcome you. I know that you can choose to be anywhere and you are here. Some of you may have to be because your boss told you to, but regardless, thank you for joining us this afternoon. We'll go over our agenda, just a peek at what we're going to go through today. We definitely want to always touch base of what is a ROSC and what our specific mission is. We'll do some introductions, quote and talk about some of our local meetings, our harm reduction resources, and then we're going to dip into taking a year at a glance, looking at our year and kind of what we've accomplished and some of the things we said we were going to set out to do and what actually came up throughout the year. We're also going to go through our survey. So the folks that are in the room do have paper copies in their hands. So I'm going to give you that just a little. But we are going to go through this. There will be a QR code that you all will be able to follow along. It's really important, the content. This is going to go out to our community here regarding our anti-stigma campaign questions and just some other questions. Actually, 10 of these questions are going out to every single ROSC community throughout the state. So 10 questions are going to be asked in every community where there is a ROSC, and then we've added some. So as we go through this today, we really want your feedback. Does this question make sense? Does this, if we do go on paper, and we'll also see it on screen for the Survey Monkey part, but we really want your honest feedback. So, you're not going to hurt any feelings, but if a question sounds funny or, doesn't make sense, or we're just really going to go through and not only get your input, but I would like for you guys to actually submit your survey. Just to kind of get the feel. And, my hope is as we go through this, understanding what a valuable tool it is. I think the added piece for the questions being asked throughout the state, that we can be a part of collecting some really good information. So our hope is that once we go through that, then you all can share it amongst your circle of influence, and we can really get a good showing of that. And then we'll just remind you of our Recovery in Action meeting, some upcoming things, and we'll be on our way. So for me, this is the fastest hour in the entire month. I feel like it goes like water. But we want to make sure that we are reminded what is a ROSC, right? ROSC is a coordinated network of community-based services and supports that is person-centered and builds on the strengths and resilience of individuals, families, communities to experience recovery and improved health, wellness, and quality of life for those with or at risk of substance use and or mental health challenges. The central focus of a ROSC is to create an infrastructure or a systems of care with the resources to effectively address the full range of substance use and or mental health challenges within communities. So we have a large task, right? We have been called to do a lot of things through our ROSC. And for Logan Mason, we've come to our mission statement and kind of taking a bite this way. And our mission is to improve access to health, wellness, and holistic recovery options for people who are at risk of or are suffering from substance use disorder, while educating and connecting Logan and Mason counties to reduce stigma and improve recovery outcomes. So this is what drives us. This is what moves us. And I think we have work that we've done and some work we have to do. So, but this just kind of keeps us grounded and keeps us focused. I'd like to move on to introductions. If we could maybe go around the room here, and then we will call on through online. Again, I've already shared, I'm Jeanette. I do work for Chestnut. And the question that I asked, what did 2024, what gift did 2024 present? That's our question. And this can come in form of a thing, an experience. The thing that I would think that I would share, the gift that 2024 has presented, is truly resilient. This year has been quite trying, and for me, I believe that even in those trying times, resilience can be a benefit, and so that is the gift that I've gotten, maybe a little painfully, but I got it. I'm gonna pass it. Well, you just jumped in, so can I pass it to you? Hello. We're doing introduction.
Okay, I was like, oh.
Yeah. Your name, where you're from, and what gift has 2024 presented you?
Nicole Tinker. I'm a CADC for Carl Health Outpatient Substance Use here at Hope on Fifth. Sorry I'm late. And the gift bestowed to me this year is this new facility. Yes, that old one was in dire need of some updates and some support. So, and this one's a lot more convenient for my clients. So,
Absolutely. We're so excited you're in the building.
Okay. Danny Hernan, community health worker at SOU Family Medicine. The gift that 2024 has given me, honestly, is finding this position and meeting all of you amazing people. I really love this, just all the like-mindedness and the people coming together, even if it's not like-minded, and working together. So I've quite enjoyed seeing that.
I love that. We haven't scared her off, y'all.
No.
So glad you're here, Danny.
I'm Chelsea. I'm the charge nurse with SIU Medicine here in town. And I'd say this year I learned patience with close ones.
Yeah.
That's my gift. Yeah.
It's never quite easy. Grace, no. Tyler, can you even see our friend Tyler?
I'm behind the scenes. I'm Tyler Winger. I work with prevention. I'm a prevention specialist with Chestnut Health Systems. I would say the gift that 2024 has brought to me is another coworker that worked alongside me starting last January. It's been a huge help. And Dominic, if you're looking at this recording, here's a shout out to you.
Awesome. D-Man. Thank you so much. And so Tyler does prevention, but is a huge support to us at the ROSC in many different ways. So thank you for being here, Tyler. Grace, I'm going to jump to you.
You're good. I'm Grace Servin. I'm a prevention coordinator here at Chestnut Health Systems, overseeing the Logan Mason ROSC, the Logan Mason Substance Use Prevention Grant, the Impacted Youth Grant, and I'm also involved with the base grant as well. The gift that 2024 gave me is right underneath my table. It's my doggy Chloe. She's passed out, so I'll tell you later. But yes.
Well, thank you for being here, Grace. Sandra.
I'm Sandra England. I'm a case manager with SIU MAR in Taylorville. I got a couple of gifts, unexpected gifts in 24. One was an English Mastiff from my niece. Her dad had died and had this dog, and she wanted him to go to somebody who knew how to handle big dogs, so I got him. And about a month ago, I went out to the barn to feed my horses, and there was a little black kitten in my barn. So the animal distribution system has been busy for me in 2024.
Oh, awesome. Thank you for being here, Sandra. Jimmy.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jimmy Benevolanto. I am the Community Relations Representative for Chestnut Health System. Let's see, a gift, opportunity for growth and introspection. Good gift.
I love that. Thanks, Jimmy. Molly.
Hi, I'm Molly McCain. I'm the Community Health Coordinator at Lincoln Memorial Hospital. This year I've been getting some new friendships that have really been there to help me grow and been a good support to me. So I'm really grateful for that.
Awesome. Thank you, Molly. Silas.
Hi, I'm Silas. I'm the CSBG coordinator at Community Action Partnership of Central Illinois. And this year, my gift has been community, just being a part of this group and starting community action and stuff in my personal life. It's been a fruitful year for me.
Thank you. Jessica.
Hello, I'm Jessica Johnson. I'm a community health intervention specialist with Chestnut Health Systems. I am a newer employee working under the BASE grant, standing for Build, Amplify, Support, and Empower. And I would say the gift 2024 has brought me is just, well, main thing that's relevant right now, the new job, the opportunity to work at Chestnut Health Systems, and just in general, finding the right kind of energy I want to be around in all aspects of my life. 2024 has been a big year for that.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us. Colin.
My name is specialist over at Chestnut Health Systems, based out of Bloomington Normal. I work on multiple different projects for Logan and Mason County, specifically the Impacted Youth Project. And then for McLean County, I'm on the Narcan Project and the Being Parents Coalition Project. The biggest lessons and biggest gifts, I would say, the biggest gifts I would say of 2024 is graduating from school and starting off my career here at Chestnut, and also just learning a lot more about myself and life giving me challenges that I've learned to work through, and ongoing challenges I'm continuing to work through. So I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity for all that growth.
Awesome, Colin. Glad you're here. Bryson.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bryson McFadden. I'm outreach worker with Option House Sober Living Recovery Homes in Lincoln, Macon, Sangamon, and Champaign County. The biggest thing 2024 has brought me is the opportunity to be able to give back. Because coming into Option House, I did not know what I wanted, but after getting involved, I kind of wanted exactly what I have now. So now I get to be up in Minnesota helping move and close a house.
Very cool. Very cool. Look at, oh, you can keep that snow there though. Glad you're here, Brian.
Thank you for having me. I don't know if I'll be able to participate too much, but I'll be listening.
Sounds good. Amy.
Hi, Amy Hopper, McLean County Health Department. So the two biggest gifts of so I think there's two also. So one is I now have a relationship with my great nephew that just turned 2. And he's so cute and sweet. And then also we adopted our 4th pet / second dog, Murphy, and she's a very big baby that is a beagle. So those are blessings for 2024, and my kids are healthy, so that's good.
Awesome. Absolutely. Thank you, Amy. Jolene.
Hello, I'm Jolene Whistler. I am the Community Health Communication Specialist with Chestnut. Also working on the BASE grant with Grace and Jessica. Sorry, I had a moment. So I have 2 gifts. One is getting on with Chestnut. I mean, it's just been great so far. I love it. Everybody's been so nice and warm, and so it's been wonderful. Now, the next thing that happened to me in 2024 you wouldn't think would be a gift, but it was. And that was my breast cancer diagnosis. Because had it not been found this year at a stage 0, it could have been found next year or the year after, and it could have been worse. So 2 surgeries and 11 radiation treatments down, 9 more to go, and I'll be done. So that is one of those gifts that it seems bad, but it's good.
Oh, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
We're hoping for healing.
Thank you.
Bahia.
Hi, hello everybody. I'm Bahia Bola, Community Outreach Coordinator for Statewide ROSC with Chestnut. I think The next year was coming back here, moving back home to Illinois, and reconnecting with family and friends.
Great to have you. Cammie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Cammie Garrison. I am the technical assistant for Region 3 with the statewide ROSC. I've had a great year. I think my gifts were a feeling of peace and contentment in my life, because I love my life. And like everyone else said, I got a new fur baby that was given to me. I started fostering him and fell in love with him, so he's staying. And my doggies make me so happy.
Glad you're here. Thank you for sharing. And Joanna.
I'm like trying to I just logged in late and I was trying to figure out what you guys were talking about.
No worries. All we're doing is introductions, your name, where you're from, and a gift that 2024 has presented you.
Alrighty, you guys. Well, good afternoon. Sorry for logging in late. My name is Joanna Gonzalez. I work for the Illinois Department of Human Services, Substance Use Prevention and Recovery Division. The a gift. Actually, I've been talking about this. I attended like 3 meetings today, and we've been talking about self-care all day. And a lot of the Ross councils were touching on like the holidays and things. I think one of the gifts that I gave myself this year was that I was extremely, extremely intentional about my self-care this year. And I mean, I've literally gone bananas with it. Like all kinds of stuff. I can't even tell you. Like self-care looks so different for me every single day. But I have I'm starting to break the generational thing that has been passed down to me where it's like self-care was looked at as like something selfish. And so that's what I've been working on. That's a gift that I've given myself and I'm going to continue to give to my daughter. So I'm excited about it.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for being here. And I just want everyone to connect that this is our state rep that comes and joins us and is a mighty champion for Ross all over the state. So we're blessed to have you here, Joanna.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I love your meeting, so I'm so happy I got to hop on and I'm so sorry again I'm late.
Oh, girl, let it go. You're okay. We're glad you're here. All right, one thing that I do like to do is just share a little, this quote came to me. It's what thinking of this group. And it goes like this: unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not, right? And it's from the Lorax, Dr. Seuss quote. But the truth is, again, and I say it every time we come together, but I know that you can choose to be anywhere. But the fact that you're here and what we believe motivates us to continue to be here is because we care. And that we know that this is definitely a we thing in our community. And so just want to acknowledge each of you for being a part of this. We see your heart and your commitment, and we appreciate it. So just a little something to think about. We are going to go through just a little information, making sure that everyone is aware that we have these cards. If you're out, I have a few of the business cards in the room if you need any. But if you should need any of these cards, of course, this is a list of the recovery meetings that we have in Logan and Mason County. We'd be happy to get that to you. That QR code is pack jammed with a lot of good information too, just to let you know that. This next slide is actually, I have to say tentatively, this is the goal. We do a smart recovery meeting at the hospital, and we will finish out our year there. The end of on Fridays we meet. But starting in January, our goal is to move here so that we'll be under one roof, and we'll be moving from noon to 1:30. Hopefully that time will present to bring some folks during their lunch break, perhaps, or something like that. So our harm reduction resources here in Logan County, of course, our family custom cleaners at our Logan County Health Department, the Mount Pulaski Library, the courthouse, and the jail. The lobby of the jail also has naloxone available. In Mason County, we are pleased to have available at the Havana Public Library, at Mason County Health Department, and in Manitou at the Public Library, Foreman Valley Public Library there. Whoever thunk it? Every time I think there is a naloxone available in Manitou, Illinois, I'm thinking we've done some things, right? We're moving into places and spaces that would never even entertain it at one point. I think that in my back. I feel like I'm today. So those are the resources we want to make sure that you're aware. We are going to take a glance at the year, just kind of some of the topics that we went over and discussed. And so our recovery talk topics, in January, we kind of looked at moving forward, and we're actually going to look at that specific slide kind of as we go on. In February, we talked about who was missing and kind of created that list and seeking out those folks. And then in March is when we really started our recovery talk topics. And so we went over harm reduction, we went over words matter, treatment versus recovery, RCO or ROSC versus RCOs and what those are. July, we talked about how does your piece fit in this puzzle. We talked about what does recovery mean to you. Our September, we had a recovery walk assessment. In October, we talked about anonymity versus recovering out loud. And last month, we did talk about recovering during the holidays and how we can support our friends and family going through that time. So this is just a glimpse of some of the topics that we undertook throughout this year. But jumping back to January, this was kind of the slide of what we looked at and how we were going to move forward and some of the goals. And some of the goals were to some community engagement, right? Attending community planned events, to educate, offer resources, etc., and plan family fun activities. We also committed to sharing accurate information, right? Providing recovery meeting cards, flyers, resources to communities, support promoting recovery meetings that are happening. We talked about providing workshops or training, wanting to coordinate opportunities for people with lived experience and others to build skills, right, and experience some educational training. We committed to our recovery in the jail. We continue our partnership of going into Logan County Jail and providing recovery meetings there. And we also talked about strengthening our ROSC Council, supporting those who do show up. We want to reciprocate. How can we serve you? How can I help you promote your program, right? And how we can do that together. And again, of course, always identifying who's missing and intentionally work together to bring them. So these were some goals that we talked about and agreed upon as how we were kind of going to move forward through our year. And so as we go, we're going to look at kind of some of the things that did get accomplished throughout this year. So in February, we partnered with Crime Stoppers, Lincoln Memorial Hospital, Logan Lane. We had the free bowling event there at Logan Lane. We were happy to, every lane was full. People showed up, so that was a great event. We also partnered with Oxford House in their open house. So we were able to help market that and be a part of that. And actually, we had a council member from our city council and our Diversity and Inclusion Commission share some funds to get some food for that Oxford House open house. So that was pretty cool. In March, we hosted the Generation Found movie. We did that in Logan and Mason County. We move on into May. Our Voices Have Power workshop is what we were hosted. We partnered with Faces and Voices of Recovery and Hope on Fifth, and we were able to present that training. We had people with lived experience and different agencies, folks from different agencies participate in that. I already talked about the Oxford House. Our community events, right? We did in May attend every first Friday in Havana, second Friday in Mount Pulaski, third Fridays in Lincoln. And we did that through June and July, May, June, and July. So that was kind of our attempt to be where folks are already going, providing resources, education, and that type of thing in the community. We had in July, we had our summer recovery jam. We had speakers and food, games and fellowship. We had CR was there. We had some other, actually Dr. Dunkley showed up. Dr. Dunkley, whom is our physician here through SIU that provides our medical assisted recovery. her and her mother actually popped by that event, which we would love if you ever are interested in knowing more about this community. Those are the type of events we'd love for you to join us on. So as we move into August, we had a free family swim day that we hosted in Havana at the pool. We also did our harm reduction panel, our live Facebook event, where the Oxford House hosted us there, and we had a conversation about harm reduction and naloxone. September, we hosted our recovery, our Walk for Recoveries, both in Lincoln and in Havana, Mason County. And also the National Recovery Rally in Chicago. We were able to attend and be a part of that as well. In October, we created some recovery resource bags. Our Recovery and Action Group worked together to put some bags that go out to those leaving the Logan County Jail. They have naloxone testing strips, meeting cards, a plethora of information that we're trying to share as people are leaving the county jail, that they have something to take with them. And we also launched our anti-stigma campaign. We partnered with Ford County ROSC to create this campaign, and we've officially launched that. In November, I've been busy building relationship by conducting key informant interviews. And if I haven't got a hold of you yet, don't worry, I'll be reaching out. We definitely want to build on what we have here. And I believe very strongly that when we really are in tune and know what the other is doing, we can support each other, and we're stronger in that way. So I think that if we look at kind of what we started and what we hope for throughout the year, that we can see that we have hit every single one of those goals in one way or another. There's always room for improvement. We're always looking to do things more collaborative and be open-minded. So we are going to be looking to y'all as we look forward to the year coming. 2025 will be here in a blink of an eye. So I just wanted to have a little snapshot. Does anyone have any questions or anything about any of that we went over?
Hey, this is Cammie. I don't have a question. I just have a comment. It's like, woo, no wonder you guys are tired. Like when you look at the list comprehensively like that, like so many things going on each month, it's like you guys did that. Like I'm getting emotional. Like you guys did that. So like take it in and soak it in, because that is hard work, and it's incredible what a group of people can do. Awesome.
Thank you, Cammie. Thank you for saying that. And I do. We can get so caught up in what we're doing. I sometimes feel, am I making any difference? Am I doing anything? So I'm sure we all kind of get to that. And as I'm even going through the list, there's other things that I have forgotten to even put on. You know, we did start a whole new meeting. There's different things we've promoted. It's just different things we've done. But this is just a snapshot, and we couldn't have done it without the commitment of everyone in one capacity or another. And even if you weren't a part of some of these things and you're here now, we look forward to what's ahead. Because if we've done this and you're just joining us, that means we have a whole nother avenue to get into some more stuff. So we definitely want you to be here, and glad that you are here. So that's kind of our glance at our year. We do need to move into our survey. So this is where I do want y'all to get your thinking caps on. This is where I want you to be honest. Yes, and those Chestnut who do not live in Mason or Logan County, don't worry about filling this out. But we are going to go over it. So I know I don't have a hard copy to give you all there in the computer land, but we have this handy dandy QR code. And if you can go ahead and scan that, we can go through this. And my intent is to actually go through each question. I'd like for those who do live in Logan and Mason or work in Logan and Mason to go ahead and actually fill it out. And those in person, if you want to do it online or on paper, that's up to you. But again, we want to go through this, and I'd like for you to look from the top to the bottom, because once we do look at this and we're in agreement, Then our strategic plan on how to get it dispersed in our community is where we're moving next. We want to get the survey in front of as many people as possible to get as much accurate, good information as we can. So our first sheet, it does have the purpose, right? And then some definitions of substance use disorder, the recovery definition, harm reduction, and Narcan. So we wanted to give some content up front because we know that we use these words and this language, but not everyone does. So again, at any point, if you see something, stop me, whatever, but we're going to go through. We're also using this specific survey to get a pulse on our anti-stigma campaign, some of the things that we've launched. So we are using that here. And so it is asking, have you seen this slogan, reframing recovery? And there are multiple options there. And we're asking, have you seen any of these hung anywhere? Have you seen them online? Maybe you haven't seen any of them yet. But we're asking for you to mark those that you have. And I'm curious, do we have folks that have seen it? I know you have, because I got to hang it in your thing. Yeah.
I mean, yes, of course.
If you have not been introduced or are familiar or aware of our anti-stigma campaign, we want to change that. And I would be more than happy to get you some posters, get you some digital copies. But we are asking that we share it and move forward. And I think that, we've come up with we have a very, very incredibly talented gal on Ford County, Frankie, who has helped with the creative aspect of this, and she does amazing. But that is our focus, is reframing recovery. So the second question is, if you selected any materials above, where did you see them? So we're trying to get a pulse on that. And the following question regarding the anti-stigma is, do you think the information given is believable? So when you look at those posters for these, doodads, when you read it, does it sound believable? Let's see. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next question. I know someone with a substance use disorder. There is a stigma in my community about people who have a substance use disorder. And so again, the options: strongly agree, agree, neither agree or disagree, disagree or strongly agree, disagree. If I have found out that someone is actively using substances in my neighborhood, I would consider moving. Again, as we go through the questions, we'll come back. I want you to mark if you want to come back and say that question is worded a certain way, or I am willing to live in a neighborhood with recovery housing and or individuals in recovery.
Again, this survey is also anonymous as well. So that's why we also want as honest answers. And it doesn't don't think too hard on these questions. And, we're just wanting to get a grasp on where, the communities are at.
Thank you, Brady. And there's a place to identify yourself should you want to, but till the end, and it's completely anonymous. I'm willing to spend an evening socializing with a person who is currently using substances. I am willing to spend an evening. Oh, we saw a problem. So we're proofing it at the same time, y'all. So it looks like we got that question twice, Grace.
Well,
No,
it's different.
It's a little bit different, yeah.
One's in recovery.
Oh, a person in recovery. Yeah, I gotta finish the sentence, huh? Thank you. Substance use disorder is caused by a person's bad character. Do we agree? Disagree? A moral failing is the cause of someone's substance use disorder if they are currently using substances. Treatment will lead to improvement for someone with substance use disorder. medication assisted recovery or MAR, which we included that definition, is an effective treatment for substance use disorder. Medication for substance use disorder substitutes one drug addiction for another. It is difficult to find healthcare providers who offer medication assisted recovery or MAR in my community.
And it was pointed out that on the actual survey, that is the QR code, just pretend it says strongly agree, neither agree nor disagree, even though it says satisfied and, typos. But they'll be fixed.
Oh, okay. You found some. Okay.
Yeah, no, on the one I'm showing, it's correct. But the QR code isn't, apparently. It's all right, though.
Okay.
Just this minor.
Awesome. Let's see. More healthcare providers should offer medication for substance use disorders so it is easily accessible to people who want it. People who use drugs deserve respect. People with mental illness deserve respect. Harm reduction services like Narcan and syringe service programs reduce the risk of drug use. It is difficult to find harm reduction services like Narcan and syringe service programs in my community. I feel like that sounds similar. Or am I reading it wrong?
Similar to which one? The one before it?
More healthcare providers should offer medication for substance use disorders so it is easily accessible to people who want it. I guess.
That one above it, could you put like risks associated with drug use? I feel like that could get confusing.
Where, which one?
Right, this one right here.
Harm reduction services.
Or am I just reading too hard into it?
No, wait. I'm trying to find it. You know what, Grace? Is there a way to number them?
Yeah, there is. I just had to put numbers in front of every word. But it is a doable thing that I can do. So I will do that.
All right, you're talking about the harm reduction services like Narcan and syringe service programs reduce the risk of drug use. And you're proposing to add.
No, I done lost it.
Oh,
Complications.
Yes. Something along those lines.
Associated with drug use or
Yeah,
that's what you
harm
said.
reduction services,
Like Narcan and services.
syringe services programs reduce
risks associated with.
Yeah. Reduce the risk associated is the suggestion.
Okay.
Are we adding that associated?
Well,
and
we're
then answering the question? Because I feel like those are different.
Okay. Yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah, I would answer what's here and then we'll put in, see how, how it'll fit. Let's see. It is difficult to, wait, where are we? That one? It is difficult to find mental health and substance use treatment services in my community. We should increase government funding on treatment options for mental health and substance use disorders. Everyone in my community can get help for mental health regardless of income level, insurance status, race, ethnicity, primary language, disability, gender identity, sexual orientation, or citizenship status. And the following question is just demographics. We are and have included at the end that if you would like to put your name in for a gift card drawing, we are doing a drawing. So people are able to then disclose at the very end should they want to share their information. But that is, again, a choice. So, feedback. We want to hear from you.
I put some feedback in the comment section.
Awesome.
Yeah, so Jolene, we have that in there just because I know that Green Valley is in Tazewell County, but because of Midwest Central Middle School being a Mason County school district, like part of like that district, that's why we have it in there.
But they're not in Mason though. The main school is in Mason, but Green Valley is Tazewell. To me, that's inaccurate, but I don't even know what, I mean, I see what you're saying, but at the same time, if you have somebody from Green Valley that's doing this survey, they would, I don't want them to question the legitimacy. I'm not sure they're going to question the legitimacy over one question, but that might put up a red flag is all I'm saying.
That's fair.
And so this is just for the demographic as far as the city or town name?
Yeah, Green Valley, Illinois is not in Mason County, it's in Tazewell County.
Okay.
And that's question number 46. I mean, if you look at it, if you look at a school that's consolidated like Olympia, I don't even know what town is Olympia and Stanford. So you wouldn't take another town that's part of Olympia and say they're in that county, even if they're not. I don't know.
No, it's fair. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah,
Okay.
no, you know, you're good.
Okay.
And that's
No worries.
Easy fix. Feedback, y'all. We want to hear from you. What do you think? Is it too long? Is it too short? Does it make sense? Are there some questions that just sound goofy? Are you wondering why we're asking a specific question? All that stuff for discussion.
Hey, this is Cammie. Tell me again. I'm confused on the ones that are required from super and the ones that you added. Grace, can you go back just a couple slides? The one about mental health and substance use resources. It is difficult to find mental health and substance use treatment services in my community.
Okay.
Is that the super's question, or was that one that you added?
I think that's one that we added.
Okay.
So we pulled questions from another survey.
The only thing I have about that is it's like giving two separate variables, because to me, mental health resources and substance use treatment resources are two separate things. So in my community, we don't have a ROSC or anything. We're in the 1800s with our mindsets. I feel like we're finally getting there with mental health. So there are a lot of mental health resources, but virtually no substance use treatment resources in my county. So maybe your county is different and they are kind of associated as the same thing in people's mind.
No, I
But
like
to me, that could be confusing. So maybe they each warrant their own one. Oh, never mind. So Joanna says that is a super question.
Oh,
So never mind.
hey, Joanna.
Sorry, it's a great question, Joanna. That's what I meant. It's a great one.
No, this is good. This is good, right? Because I love that you pointed that out. That is one thing that we're dealing with across the state as we continue to move to the truth being that substance use disorder is a mental health issue, right? And so I think that there is a lot that is acknowledging that is beginning to move in that direction. I believe the state also moving in with the Department of, making the moves that they're moving in, are bringing it together, right?
Yeah, the MAR program, for example.
you do the counseling with the medical assistant, and it's kind of a big package because it's not just one thing, it's a plethora of
Mhm.
issues for some people. Yeah.
I love to hear the feedback on this though, Cami. I really do appreciate it. Like I know we went like, man, when I tell you guys we went back and forth on this survey where I finally at the end was like, come on, you guys, we need to roll this out. Like I was done looking at the survey. But I love to get this feedback because we also got a lot back from that question that says harm reduction services like Narcan and syringe services.
Yes.
Some people said, well, some people feel
Yes.
okay about Narcan, but they don't feel okay about syringe services. So us
Right.
lumping that in a question was also feedback
Right.
that we got back. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It's two separate variables, but
unfortunately, we've already rolled this out for this year, but
yep.
I'd love to
Yep.
hear this for
Yep.
like next year, something for us to
Yep.
think about.
Yep. Totally. It is what it is. And I just to give another point of view, I think from my work here at Chestnut with the ROSC in the last year and some, I understand that mental health and substance use disorder is one thing, but I don't know if prior to my work here, I would have put them in the same, considered them the same variable, put them in the same box. So I'm just trying to speak for the layman's of the group. So
Yeah, that's perfect, Tammy. I mean, that's exactly what we need to hear and why we're bringing it. Because we can look at it ourselves all day, but this wealth of experience and perceptions and it's going to help us make the best survey. So as we said, there are some that are kind of just stuck in stone for right now, the 10. And so it looks like the one that we were suggesting to add associated with is a state question. The harm reduction services like Narcan and syringe service programs reduce the risk, and the suggestion was reduce the risk associated with drug use. So just a mental note that that's something that came out, Joanna, as far as with that question, as a suggestion. But as we hear today, we're gonna leave that one the way it is, but we'll note that and see if we can tweak it for next time. What else, y'all?
Okay, well, I kind of have a question now. Forgive me if I sound goofy by asking this question. But I don't know. Like, are you guys how do I word this? I'm just going to spit it out. Have you guys, is there any concern or not concern? There's no face questions in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's one of the demographics that you're looking for. Is somebody like, did you grow up with a face background, or I didn't know if anybody who might benefit from any services that their church might provide. I don't know. I just didn't know if that was, apparently that's not what you're seeking. Any questions with that?
Probably not in this specific survey, but I like where you're going, Jolene, because we are making some efforts and some strides to connect with some faith communities here. I definitely hear you, and it'll just be a different channel that we gather some of that information.
Yeah, because it's interesting. I mean, I know some people who have had substance abuse issues, and they were actually respected members of their church, but people just didn't know it. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
One of the things you'll probably learn about if you haven't heard about it yet, Jolene, is that we do have through Chestnut what's called a church can become a certified recovery congregation.
Oh,
it's a commitment, a year-long commitment, and so we have that avenue that we definitely want to seek and be able to start. And actually, just today, that's the third time that I've actually shared that with someone that we have that available. And so we want to bring that. I actually spoke with someone from Lincoln Christian Church today and also at Faith Assembly. And they are very interested. And so that is kind of an avenue on how we want to connect with our faith community and see how they want to participate in, our reality of the struggle of what we deal with in our community. But I appreciate you bringing that up. The faith community is definitely a very intentional group that we want to not lose face touch with.
If you're wanting to reach out to any Catholic churches, you'd probably have to go through the diocese. I don't know if Lincoln is Peoria or Springfield diocese, probably Springfield, I don't know. But that would be the first place I would start with if you're, to be fair, to seek in any faith really. I mean, any Jewish faiths or Greek Orthodox or whatever. I mean, that would be great to maybe reach out to those churches to try to reach all faiths,
Oh yeah. No, absolutely. It is just one avenue that we have discussed is an intentional way we want to move.
I gotcha.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that.
Thank you.
Any other feedback on any of the actual questions? Did anything hit you weird or? Yes, we do. Yes, our Amy put in there, Open Arms is always doing stuff. And so, yeah, we have our Nicole here, who's the member there and also an active leader in Celebrate Recovery at Open Arms here. So love to have her here, and definitely we're getting in it. We're gonna come around and offer that. Some exciting stuff happening.
We just celebrated 2 years for our Celebrate Recovery, so thank you, Amy, for bringing that up.
Yeah.
And yep, I do this in my professional life and my private life. So thank you for mentioning Open Arms CR. We're trying to get out there.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And we'll continue to figure out throughout this next year how we can continue to promote and get the word out. The survey, if something comes to you, if you're in the middle of the night and you jump up and like, let us know. Email. Not that you're going to go home thinking about this kind of stuff. I know you will, Amy. And thinking about, and I'm going to specifically, if you notice our PowerPoint this month, for those of my snow lovers, this was a tribute to you. It was. I felt I was a little harsh on my snow-loving people last month, and I thought, how can I come? And I do appreciate a beautiful snow. I just don't like to be in it. But that was an actual tribute to my snow-loving folks, Amy, you included. Look, we want to bring attention to the Reflection Program Action Planning that's coming. We're having our second action planning. It is going to be here at Hope on 5th. The Deflection Program is an initiative that the state of Illinois is pushing to try to reach people before they are just as impacted. We have partnered, Logan, Mason, and Menard County have partnered together. And so TASK is bringing, that information training. Our chief of police, Chief Meister, is all in. We have Memorial, we have behavioral health, we have, y'all, like it's going to be awesome. But this deflection program is really going to take all of us. And so ROSC and I intend to be very close and connected because it's very parallel how we connect others through this. And Nicole, we would love for you to get on this deflection planning. If you need to know more information, I'd love to get it to you, but this is where we need to be at this table.
What's the parole?
No, so this is what our communities would gain would be a deflection supervising 4 deflection specialists that would be in our area. And it would be then to partner with agencies, with law enforcement, that if there is something coming, let's just say someone is, has paraphernalia or some minimal case, but they want to seek help and they go through the channels through their defection specialist and they meet, there's discretion to drop a charge, a minor charge to move. What we want to do is, if people do not have to get in the system, we want to do everything we can. And so deflection specialists would be aggressively pursuing outreach and connecting with those families and continuing to walk alongside. And so it's a very exciting, program that's coming, January 28th through the 30th. If you want more information, and please let me know if you're not receiving or not on the mailing list or email list for that. We'd love to include you. Our Recovering Action meeting, we meet the second Tuesday of every month here at Hope on Fifth in Lincoln. Our next meeting is January 14th at 4:30. This is where we do a lot of our planning of events, educational opportunities, trainings, that type of thing. So if you are looking for a way, if you have event planning skills, if you love that thing, please come and join us, because I could use your help. Definitely. Our next meeting, actually our second Tuesday and third Thursday fall on the same week. So our next meeting is actually January 16th. We will be in Mason City, at the Mason City Library, but also via Zoom. We are at 2:57. Does anyone have an update, something they'd like to share? I'd love to open it for you. And there's our contact information should you need it. Oh,
Just kidding.
Just kidding.
I'll put it back up. You're good. I just thought I would.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Anything that anyone wants to share?
You were cutting out, so I don't know what you just said.
Oh, I was just asking if anyone had any update they'd like to share before we close out. Yeah, please.
We are currently looking for a nurse practitioner or a physician assistant to help with the MAR program in the family practice. So if you guys know anybody, we haven't had any hits on it. So if you know any nurse practitioners or physician assistants in the area, send them our way.
Very good. All right. Send them. Yes, SIU. Otherwise, again, I appreciate you joining us. If you do have any other questions, if there's any way that we can support you, if we can help class on flyers or an event or meeting time, whatever it is, and that however we can help support what you have going on, please don't hesitate to reach out. That's why we're here. And also that includes any changes. If you all have any changes of information that we can help to distribute to the community, please let us know, because we'd like to do that. Our goal always is to share accurate, good information. So, otherwise, Grace, am I forgetting anything last second?
No, I think everything is pretty solid.
Okay. Well, please be looking out. We're going to tweak our final survey, but then we will be the strategic plan to get this out into our community, not only to people on probation, but to the probation officers, right? Not to just law enforcement, but to those who may be visiting the county jail, those who are, guarding those. We just want to have as much of a diverse response to the survey as possible, so that we can get some really good information. So we're going to need y'all to help with that when that time comes. So we're going to kick that off in the beginning of the year. Otherwise, thank you again. You could be anywhere. You chose to be here. We thank you, and Merry Christmas. And I guess we'll see you next year, right?
And Happy New Year and Happy Hanukkah and happy all of the religious holidays that aren't just Christmas.
All right. Happy holidays, I guess. Yeah.
Happy holidays, guys. Thanks.
Thank you for joining us. Joanne.